Hey guys, Booligan here with Booligan Shooting Sports. Today, we're taking a look at my Keltec CP33 pistol. But like everything I own, it's a little bit different and a lot of bit weird. The whole idea behind this design and my version of it came from a Demonstrated Concepts LLC training video where he was discussing the cheek pistol. The idea behind it is you have a pistol that has a non-reciprocating slide or bolt or external bolt or anything like that, like the CP33, like the TP9, and you add a tall mounted red dot sight, and you literally just put your cheek right up on the pistol itself, put your other hand up here, and that gives you a stable point of contact without the need for a pistol brace, without the need for a stock. And it's a weird, goofy idea. It looks kind of silly, doesn't seem like it should work. And I didn't pay it much mind until Forgotten Weapons decided to try out the concept as well. So they took just a stock CP33 pistol and they went ahead and ran it through a course of fire and were pleasantly surprised that they were getting, accurate, fast shots out to like 50 yards with really no problem whatsoever, just using a stock pistol with, the exposed rail segments and everything else. The risks that they were running into are obviously, if you just have a bare rail up front, your hand could wander in front of the muzzle, which could be problematic, and your cheek rested up against a Picatinny rail, not exactly the most comfortable thing in the world. So in looking at these problems, I went ahead and put together this prototype design. I call it the cheek clapper because realistically, I'm like two 12-year-olds stacked on top of each other with a fake beard glued to my face. The idea behind this accessory set for the CP33 is to be able to turn it into a much more usable, more comfortable, and safer cheek pistol using just a couple of easily 3D printed parts. The cool part about this setup is that with proposed brace regulations on the calendar and things like that, this isn't touched by those because it's not a pistol brace. It's not a forearm brace. It's not a shoulder stock. It's none of those things. It's a cheek rest, and cheek rests on pistols are permitted and are not currently in the crosshairs of anything. So let's talk about the individual parts and what they do. Starting at this piece here on the bottom, this attaches to the screws at the frame of the pistol. And this sort of acts as a bit of a backbone and reinforcement for the cheek riser, the cheek rest. It also adds a sling attachment point, which is a good 1-inch sling attachment point. So you can have it, tucked down there wherever you'd like to add, a 1-point sling. It has this little riser here, which you'll see contains a nut and a bolt, which attaches to this cheek rest portion. So the cheek rest portion slides onto the rail and has a nice little step up here just to, kind of adapt to the red dot sight. And it extends out to the rear, which is nice because it lets you kind of get further back so you're not right on top of the thing. It lets you get a little bit further back and still maintain a comfortable position. It has this cutout here and it has access to your charging handle to allow you to easily still charge. This guy's a little stiff to charge your bolt like you normally would. Up front, I wanted to be able to add a hand stop, an upside down mounted hand stop, just to sort of keep your hand locked right in there. Give it a reference point to try to keep it from wandering in front of that muzzle. Obviously, one of the easiest ways to prevent it from wandering in front of the muzzle is to extend the muzzle using something like a suppressor, but not everybody has suppressors. So this lets you do this. And I designed two versions of it. in order for this to work, you need a really high riser. I think the one they recommend is like 1.9 inches tall. And not everybody has that. I didn't have it. So instead of ordering something new, I just built a riser into this printable part. And it's on there solid. It's got this nice bolt securing it in place. And these are all beta parts, which is why the print quality is a little bit rough in some portions of it. But this I'm currently using, this is just a Monstrum Tactical red dot sight that they sent over for me to test out. And on their standard, I think it's a 1/3 witness riser, this is perfect. It's perfect height to give you, perfectly centered red dot in the sight picture. So it's just 3 simple parts, tiny bit of hardware. You've got, a nut and bolt there, and you've got a bolt there to hold everything together. But the whole thing just comes together into a kind of weird looking, but really quite functional pistol setup. So these files are currently in beta on my subscription website on BooliganShootingSports.com for my paid subscribers. We're also going to be sending the files over to Demonstrated Concepts and let him run it on his CP33. I mean, the guy, whether he invented it or not, the guy is starting to popularize and is starting to normalize this cheek pistol concept. So figure why not, send it over to him, who's a better person to print one, run it on his pistol, and see how it goes. So we're going to get some feedback from him on that. And, hey, Ian, if you guys want to run this on your Forgotten Weapons CP33, hit me up, and we'll get some stuff printed and sent your way. The cool part about this is there's no regulated parts that are printed here. It's just they stick on a factory CP33. So this is something that if it takes off, I probably won't, because I'm not a retail business and I don't like selling things directly. But maybe I'll partner with another company to produce these parts that I've designed and actually sell them as a kit for people that don't have 3D printers. This pistol is far from being complete. We have some more parts that are going to be coming to it, and we'll be running some drills out at the range, stretching its legs out a little bit, see how it does at extended ranges with this CP, or with this cheek pistol concept. And yeah, you'll be seeing much more of this on the channel soon. Just wanted to give you guys an introduction of the cheek clapper accessory kit to turn it into a cheek pistol. So many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more here on the channel.